Oh, oops.
Has he frozen again?
Looks like it. No, he's
No,
back
you're
again.
frozen.
Yeah,
Over.
Amy's just got home, so she'll have to go on the internet and she'll have to do all her stuff. So it's absolutely pointless stuff, but they have to do it. Anyway, so tonight we've got a few things we're going to be talking about. One is an experiment that was sent to me by a good friend of ours. Hi, Tim. Good to see you, mate. Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, mate. So we've got an experiment that a good friend of mine, Alison Robbins, sent me, which I do not know how it went past me. And Paul, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot, mate, when you see this.
You sending me the link to it then?
I will send you the link, mate. I will send you. We also did a ghost walk, myself and Julia, on Wednesday evening, and it was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? Absolutely fantastic.
It was brilliant. You know, I've known Jonathan for many. So I'm just going to turn light. Known Jonathan for many years, and yeah, I just thought it was really, really entertaining. A lot more entertainment than I thought it was. It was just really, really good. Really, really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and would definitely recommend doing it again.
Well, I mean, you learn so much, don't you, about it? You really do. And then Daniel's...
I've never seen Jonathan in character either before.
Have you not?
No, the only time I've ever seen him is when we do an event, and I sort of see him, and that's the only time I've seen him.
Hi, mate. Happy Mondays, everyone. Yeah, happy Monday. That's our model.
Happy Monday.
Yeah. Anyway, Justin was on waiting for us. Look, he went, don't forget to give us the thumbs up. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll come and dismantle your car. All right.
There's your thumbs up.
Oh, hi, Katie. Good to see you.
Hi, Katie. Welcome.
Katie Elizabeth. She does Lake Champlain Beast, whatever it may be. She's done 10 years over there, and if you're not sure, look her name up and look at the lake. And there's been many reports. Katie goes out. She's got her own sonar equipment, her own boat, and she goes out there. She's actually got more evidence than most of the other people being male around her. And I'm sticking up for the women here, because obviously once I was one. Anyway, no.
Yeah, we did wonder.
No, but I know a few. And
I think it's the hair to give it away, mate.
Yeah.
Or is it lack of?
Yeah. What do you mean lack of? It's growing, you cheeky sod. Look at it. Look.
Anyway.
Somebody says lol twice, I believe. Anyway, she's got some absolutely staggering results over there. Don't forget to go and check her out. Katie Elizabeth. She's on Facebook. You'll find plenty online. Google her name. And Daniel's got an upcoming dates for a conference. He has some good guests, and he has the absolute best speaker. Sorry, I didn't spell my. That's Katie. I know the way she talks. You have to visit the link to go on. You visit the link of StreamYard and approve it. It approves you, and then it will show your name. It's a third-party thing. There should be a link in StreamYard, Katie, that you can go. Boop. She rang me beginning of the week, and she basically Facebooked me. She went, "Hey, how are you?" I went, "Yeah, not too bad." I went, "I've been a bit of a pain or whatever." I said, "I thought I was going to die." She went, "Oh, hell!" She went, "Can I ring you?" She went, "That's just." She went, "Can I ring you?" She went, I went, "Yeah, all right." We were on the phone for about an hour and a half and had a great conversation. Really did. But thanks for joining us. If you visit the link, it allows you to. It says, "Do you allow StreamYard permission to put your name up on screen or whatever?" Yeah. But no, getting back to the conference, Daniel has a conference coming up. He has some good guests, but the actual the speaker, the host, is absolutely fantastic.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go again.
Here we go.
You are not actually meant to say, Darren, but
this might as well be Bob Monkhouse, isn't it? Really?
No, you told me, Daniel. You told me that I was really going to like the host, and he was absolutely superb. And his performance is amazing around the world. He's well known, and
Really?
and
Daniel, stop bigging him up. Stop bigging him up.
apparently he's irresistible to the opposite sex as well. I don't know.
How big's that van door? It must be quite big.
So I think, what is it, 20th of July, Daniel?
Yep, Saturday, 20th of July. Here in Burnham-on-Sea, same place it was last time. Purple Swings Cafe. And it was and yeah, we have a huge kind of event coming up.
I don't know what the what do you mean, the link for your name, Eric, or on here? Just post and I'll help you out, mate. Go away.
So our guests that have been released so far, we have world-renowned Bigfoot scientist Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum will be doing a virtual talk at the event. We then have our guest headliner who has been on here a few times in the chat, Brian King Sharp, author and podcaster of Sasquatch Odyssey. We then have Chris Alsford, best friend of myself and Darren's, co-founder of the UK BRT here in the UK. And then yesterday's announcements was Gwendolyn Purcell, a Bigfoot researcher and podcaster. And to everyone out there, if you would like to be at this event, yesterday myself and my team released the tickets. These tickets are free. We would love for you to get there. We have some amazing guests, and the host seems to have been given away.
Don't big him up. Don't big him up.
And so guys, we have some amazing new guests that are going to be at this event. Amazing new topics, amazing new vendors and charities. But yeah, it's on the 20th of July, 10 a.m. until 6:13. We would love for you to be there.
You're going to write his jokes for him, Daniel?
Yeah. He's not allowed to go over a minute in introducing each guest, Paul. So.
Oh dear.
That is never going to happen.
Is it a 2-day event then?
Mate, it'd be great to have you, Mark. Mark says sounds great. Hope
Yeah.
mate. If you want, with Daniel's basically he's got a hall. It's the same hall as we used last year, but there's a lot more interest, obviously. So because of fire regulations and so forth and health and safety, he needs to know a number of people that are actually approximately coming to the event. So he's had to go on to making tickets, doing tickets, as simple as that. So anybody that wants to come, if only book your ticket, obviously, if you are going to come, because if there's 100 people booked to come and nobody turns out, it's a bit impolite. So please making sure you are coming, guys. Yeah, if you're going to book your ticket, go across to. Can you put the link in the chat, please, Daniel? For the tickets?
I will. I'll also send you.
Hi, Christine.
Christine.
Hi, Christine.
Christine Wells. She has booked her ticket already for the event.
Superb.
I'll send you the link across.
Yeah, click on the link, guys, and book your tickets because they are going very fast. They were released. When were they released, Daniel?
Yesterday, and we've got around about 55 to 60 booked already.
60 booked already. So they're going fast, yeah?
They're just coming to see the host. That's all that is, isn't it? They just want to see the host and his jokes. Yeah. I thought I'd get that one in before you did.
I will point out that I am a comedy stage hypnotist, and I will be giving you a quick intro.
That was funny. That was funny.
Trance while you're there, so you think it's so much better. And it's going to be a good event. If you'll enjoy the speakers and so forth, make yourself known when you get there, so we know who you are. Otherwise, we're just wandering around and going, hi, and people are make sure we know who you are. And the people you're going to meet are absolutely superb. We're all of the same mindset. We all get along. We all have a great laugh. We've always got something to discuss. You'll always have a question for us, which we welcome with open arms. From my side, our side, this is the link. It's live now. Okay, click on that link. It's active now. I don't know how long there's going to be tickets left, but they are going pretty steady and pretty
will
fast.
just very briefly to everyone out there, as long with the general admission tickets, we've also put underneath a very limited amount of tickets for you guys to go on there and pre-book some signed books, which means you will guarantee to get a signed book from the headliner and myself.
Yeah, but the headliner, by the way, is one of the top probably the top big book researchers in the world, and he's coming over from the States. Can you do that, Daniel?
Yeah.
And he
where
can
is Mark? Is it in your group?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
How much is the book?
I'm not sure, Julie.
Are you talking my book or Brian's?
The signed copy one. Or both of them?
It's the same price. So Brian's book is going to be about £25. Mine's going to be about £10. That's not definite prices, but that's around about.
So, but he can only bring 100 books over from the States with him. Are you with me?
Yes.
So once the 100th book's gone, it's gone.
It's gone.
Simple as, yeah. John last year he bought they are Mark, it should be up, mate. Should be. Jonathan Downs bought, how many books did he bring, Daniel, with him?
He brought about 50 if you split it from Richard Freeman and John.
Jonathan and Richard Freeman are the two sort of guys over in this country, yeah? Jonathan Downs does it for his work. And I've had a very interesting thing about Jonathan tonight. Katie, that would be absolutely fantastic if you can. Let me know, please, because I know we're going to have people scouring to listen to some of your stories on Champ, and we really are. It's an exciting thing for us, so please let us know. Let me know. Just send me a message, please. Superb. But he, do you know who he used to see around, Daniel? Jonathan.
Depends who you're about to speak
Go
about.
and see me, make me
Yes.
smile. Yeah, he used to be for the group, Steve Harlan and the Cockney Rebels. So quite really interesting guy. He's done cryptozoology 34 years, 80 books or something, and they sold out within 10 minutes. They really did.
Yeah.
So he came in. Jonathan's in a wheelchair. He comes in, pushed into the table, set his books up, gone. Simple as, yeah.
I'm not even sure, Darren, if you saw his books.
I didn't see the books. I didn't see him. I saw him come in, and I thought, oh, he's setting up. And by the time I got a chance to look at the table, which was literally 5 minutes, there's no books. And he's like, oh, well.
So the person who got the very last book was me. I got the very last book, were literally, and someone else was lining up to get it. So it is literally, yeah.
And we only had compared to this year, a low number of people, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
If you want a book, messages, get on there, buy one, 25 quid. You are buying a signed copy of possibly one of the best Bigfoot researchers in the world. And if you're a little bit sure, there you go. John, John is,
yeah, definitely.
Very entertaining. Katie, that's super. Jonathan Downs is very. I mean, he's not able to come on this evening because he's got a slot overrunning. He said he would if he could.
Yeah.
But John is very entertaining. For those that know him, I don't think anybody could disagree. He rang me this afternoon to see how a joint colleague was and so forth. And he's just as entertaining. That's when he told me about what he used to do and other little stories in between that I'm not going to repeat on here. But same for you, Justin, William, and Paula. If you can get down on the 20th, I can guarantee you a good afternoon, evening. The Woodlands where Daniel goes. I mean, if you stay overnight, we can even sort out a day trip as the weather's like we did last time.
Darren, I will say that we are actually planning a massive event kind of meet up at this forest. So
fantastic.
That's a kind of where
fantastic. We can speak later on towards it as well because us paranormal buffs, because obviously the concert's on the Saturday, I'll be staying over the Friday night and the Saturday night anyway. Those paranormal buffs that want to join me, if the weather's looking good, which it should, we will be doing a paranormal investigation on the Sunday. And anybody that wishes to join us, somewhere Vera went to last year, and unfortunately myself and Angela just didn't have the chance. She was drawn to this place called Dead Woman's Ditch, and apparently a body's been found there and so forth, and she was drawn to an area where she actually got a few good hits. So we'll probably do it in the daytime, have a look at it on the Sunday daytime, and then if adventures, we'll take a few meters with us and whatever and just view the area. Vera unfortunately is not coming over this year. However, I will get the exact coordinates off of Vera where she went last year and found the evidence that she did. So it can be a sort of weekender for us, you know what I mean?
And say we've got some really good people at this event, and names that I will remain unknown for a while. What?
Shall I tell them?
No.
You're keeping it a secret.
I am keeping it a secret.
You're doing well then. Doing well.
Well,
he is.
You've kind of given away the host, haven't you?
Well, I have to, mate. You know.
See, Paul's nodding.
Well, by then I'd have about 101 bookings coming. Do you know what I mean?
What, to get off? Or was it 101 taxi cabs waiting for you outside? Taxi for Darren, taxi for Darren.
Oh, you know, it's not easy being a legend.
No, well, you know, someone has to be.
That's the most funniest thing you've said, Darren.
Talking about legends, where is Lynn and Luke tonight? Anyway.
At the chip shop, probably.
Yeah. Come on, Luke. It's time you were on, mate. Come on.
He's probably just woke up.
You can't have 20 minutes off. Come on.
He's working out what to say.
Yeah.
It might be a while.
All joking aside, it's going to be a fantastic conference, if not a weekend for everybody. If there's any chance you can come down, get down. Just get down. If you need help with accommodations or an idea where to book or transport links, give one of us a shout. Daniel's the best one to give a shout. More than happy to help anybody find accommodations, transports.
One last thing I will say, Darren, for the event is we are having kind of a Bigfoot roundtable during the day with some really good researchers on the table. We have we have a proper stage being put in this time, which is awesome. And we have kind of our own event conference merch, our own merchandise that will be there with the Cryptid Conference UK logo on. And if you guys would like to keep up with the guest announcements, join the Bigfoot research group, myself, Paul, and Darren, and I think, Simon, as well, we're all admins of the group. If you wanted to come and see this group, the event organisers are all kind of there, and we'll all be updating the conference there.
And we have a top class host as well, apparently. we just got to find out who it is. Yeah, we just got to find out who it is. Watch this space, Simon.
It's a really big wall, and another thing.
Don't know. Can't answer.
It'd have to be someone that talks a lot, wouldn't it?
I would have think so. Yeah, it tells really bad jokes. I reckon.
No, it's not Paul.
Oi! I'll have you know.
He will put your bike tyres down, mate.
I'll let his van tyres down and all. Don't you worry. As long as you've got a pump in that van of yours, you'll be all right.
I have. Yeah. I've got kids.
Dear, oh dear.
Yeah. But it is. We're also going to have lots of stalls, like Daniel said, merchandise, things like that, from different people. We've got 2 charities coming. We've got Bristol Youth Action, which is coming. Yeah. I'm glad you caught us, William. I really am glad you caught us.
Hi, William.
Indiana.
Welcome.
Superb.
Good to have you here.
Very interesting. Anything to do with filming or whatever. Glad to have you here. We all are, as Paul just said. Thanks for joining us. Put a note in your diary. We're on every Monday. If you've got any questions, you want to come on the program live, let us know. We'll send you a link. You're more than welcome. We have no airs and graces here. There's nobody better than anybody else. We're all 100% equal. We're all from different teams. And the main thing, we do have a rule on here. Everybody has to get on and everybody has to have a laugh. And that's about it. Because this is a hobby and it's an enjoyable hobby. When it becomes like a job, that's when it becomes boring. So, we all enjoy it. That's what we're all here for. And we're under the Power Unity banner as well, which is fantastic. So thank you, William Hatfield, for coming along so much. It's really appreciated. The next investigation is next week. Mate, fantastic. The next investigation is next week. It's a private investigation fact-finding. It will be filmed, and I can tell you what it is. Basically, it's all to do with the sighting of what we can only describe as a dragon, which myself and Julia were witness to, along with many others who all gave consistent accounts of the same thing flying at 10:30 or 10 o'clock at night in the pitch black.
They all drew pictures as well individually.
Yeah.
When they got home and submitted those, and they were all very, very, very similar in a lot of ways, weren't they? All the drawings.
Julie, all I can say is it's absolutely astounding when you look back at the event and then how people drew them pictures. It's absolutely out of this world.
Everybody drew identical pictures.
I am the biggest skeptic going on dragons flying around a bit of ground in the UK. And I'll admit that, I'm a paranormal researcher 40 plus years. I like to know what to think I know what I'm on about from a personal learnt point of view. But I am still astounded by the fact that we saw something even flying at 10 o'clock at night. There was multiple accounts of it, all consistent, the same, which we cannot tie to any specific living creature on Earth, apart from a dragon. And I really am. And it's been researched. It's being researched again this coming weekend. I, Paul, will be there at 2:30. Weather provided, because the weather is looking a little bit like this.
Yeah.
We will be joined by Jackie Tonks and Richard Freeman. Now, Richard Freeman, again, the top in the UK on tracking, you show him a bone, Daniel, like that, and you go, look at this, and what's he say to you?
He went, that's, well, what he says there, yeah.
At the conference, Daniel went to him, oh yeah, we found all these bones, and look, there's a picture, I forgot to bring the bones with me. He went, it's a deer, and walked off. and that's it. And that's how clever this guy actually is. He's coming down with Jackie Tonks, who's equal. And
you know what might be an idea, Darren?
Yeah.
How about if I work with my dragon cards. How about if we bring them down and put them on a table and ask them to pull one of them out?
Bring them along.
That'd be an interesting experiment, wouldn't it?
Let's do it. Let's bring my table, your card, yeah.
And they're all dragon cards as well. I work with them. They're brilliant. They are really good. Maybe we can get one to come off the table or whatever. Something.
You know, like when you shuffle cards, when you're doing tarot and you shuffle cards, one just jumps out.
Yeah. How good would that be if one flew off the table? Can you show us who you are, sort of thing?
This is one of your guests, is it, Daniel?
So this is Gwyn Palmer, guys. She's
Gwyn.
kind of
Hi, Gwyn.
She's in with John, so she's as it says there, assistant director of the Centre of Fortean Zoology, and she does a lot of editing for books, and she's doing my book, but she's with her two children. So, yeah.
So Daniel's book went to a forest in the woods, found DNA, came home. So that's it. No.
And Darren, Gwyn has put some in the private chat, by the way.
Okay, mate. Hi, Mark says hi, Gwyn. Thanks, Mark. So basically this week, what we're doing is we are so that's fine, Gwyn. Absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much for coming on. Just being there is the main thing to us, yeah. But hiya.
Gwyn's in the dark.
Yeah. Basically, where was I? I've gone off now.
See what I mean about him being a host? You've got no chance, mate.
Yeah, I know, Paul. I know, mate. I know.
Now evicted. We've got a few.
You're on about
off with the head.
Oi.
Yeah. Traitor. Witch.
Anyway. Yeah. Boy, Henry, get on with it.
Anyway, shut up. I'm on for me.
You were talking about the location for the next Saturday.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. One thing I like about Paul, like them glasses, I could see myself in the reflection of them.
That's good. I'm glad. Someone's got to see you, haven't they? If you're looking at yourself, it's not good, man.
Out. One is the type of trees and how many around there. Second is the location. Also, we've got a ley line map as well. So we have to do all these things in the daylight. We also need to do magnetic measurement in the ground, see if there is any electromagnetic feedback fields in the ground, any pores, things like that, water underground. One of the ley lines is actually pretty close to where we would have seen the smaller one coming across, which is interesting in itself, and that travels all the way back to Guildford. So the energy from that will be quite high. And then we will be conducting a paranormal investigation in the evening.
I'll be doing my dowsing rod, won't I? I'll be sweeping with the rods.
Julia's got how many years experience with dowsing rods?
About 20.
20 years experience. Far exceeds myself or any. Are you off, Daniel, here?
Yeah. I may well be back on later. I don't know.
Okay, mate.
Right?
Well, yeah. Well, mate, you're welcome back anytime you wish.
See you later.
All right, bud.
All right, what's going on, mate?
Bye, guys. Bye.
See you later.
So it far exceeds anything any of myself or any of my teammates or anything have. So she's better to do the dowsing, obviously. So we need to be sure of the layout now underground, because myself and Paul have always come away from Waverley and privately said to each other, they're so well done. Oh, Justin's coming then. Justin's coming,
nice.
Julia. So you know Justin? We came to
Yeah, I do know Justin.
yeah,
I do know Justin.
Paula and
Yes,
William.
and Paula and William. Yes.
Yeah, so brilliant, mate.
Maybe we could put
Fantastic.
some markers down of where the ley lines are. I don't know.
I think we should. Yeah. Yeah. Gwen, I understand 100% love. Honestly, honestly, yeah. I can only say one bad thing about that. They're going to grow older, okay, and they're going to be horrible. All right.
You can't do that now, Gwen. You can't do that. It's too late for that girl.
Enjoy them while they're small. They're cute. They butter doesn't melt in their mouth. Yeah. They don't. Well, they'll tell fibs. Yeah, but not. You don't want to bury them. When they get older, you might be like me and see what adoption means. Anyway. Yeah, so Willy Wonka's coming. That's what a way to talk about your son, eh, Willie? Justin,
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's awful.
Especially with the central name of William yourself. Yeah.
Terrible. Especially if it's a cold night as well.
Terrible, that. What a tart. Anyway, you'll reply to that. Yeah, so
yeah, no doubt.
I take it, just give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, Gwyn. I take it you're at the conference this year? Superb. With John, of course, yeah. Good old John. He's he's there.
And baby.
Right.
And baby.
I feel. Yeah. See, the legend. Yeah.
Wow. You won't be there long then.
So basically, on Saturday, let's hope the weather is good because we've got a lot to get through on this investigation. Yeah, the world's youngest. Yeah. Well, you beat Daniel, haven't you? Yeah.
I was going to say that's Daniel's claim to fame gone then.
Yeah.
Get the T-shirt.
We basically we're going to try and figure out where the ley lines are, whether it's water, whether there's any electromagnetic force. Oh, thanks for listening, Anita.
Hi, Anita. Thank you. Come in.
What's that? An owl? The picture is it? I can't see the. My eyes are going. The older I get, the worse they get. I'm supposed to wear glasses, but I won't wear them. Is it a dog?
And you want me to go at me?
I know, Paul, but I'm cool. I don't wear glasses.
Do you know what I often wondered? Whether they built abbeys on ley lines anyway, eh? Whether they built.
Maybe.
I'm apologising to Gwyn for the glasses joke. I should have aimed at you. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, it's all right. I could take it. You just keep going. Yeah, it's only for 26 minutes left. That's all. I'll just say.
Abbey ruins, isn't there?
So I wondered whether they were deliberately built on ley lines because they believed in the spirit moving. Whether they actually knew of ley lines then.
Could be.
Wouldn't that be an interesting one?
Ley lines have been around for centuries and centuries, haven't they? So
yeah. But it makes you wonder because them abbeys are in specific places, aren't they? They're not in a town centre. They're out of town. So is it that they were on? I don't know. How did they know where ley lines were in them days, or was it just sheer luck they built a church at that area?
It's only so few of us know about ley lines today, isn't there? So there's only a few of us know really about ley lines today. So would it have been the same principle? Yes, I believe it would have been. So yeah, spirit energy could move up and down, and the monks would have been very spiritual themselves anyway. Therefore, yeah, perhaps they did know that there was ley lines there, but I still can't get it out of my head that pre-Christian. Thanks, Mark. So that would have been pre-Christian beliefs on ley lines. I am rubbish on history, and I'm rubbish on religions like that way. So I haven't got Scooby Doo, and I'll sit here and admit it. I'm good with spirits, I'm good with ghosts, and so forth like that. But I'm absolutely rubbish with them sort of things.
But it makes you wonder, you know, the holy water, whether that's something to do with a spring, because it's pure water from the mountain. Whether that's what they class as holy water, I'm not sure. No, I might be going completely the wrong way with this one, but I did often wonder whether, you know, holy water is obviously pure water, isn't it? Whether it was water that they caught from a spring, because obviously they wouldn't have had pumps or whatever. They would have gone and got it or whatever, but it would have been clear, fresh water from a spring or a well. You know, would they have classed that as holy water because it's come from the mountain? It's fresh. I don't know.
There's plenty of fresh water around there, isn't there? Well,
Yeah, definitely. You've only got to walk around the back, haven't you, to see that? And I'm not sure how far that goes out, or where it actually stops, or where it goes the other way. But it's definitely fresh water.
And there must have been a well there as well,
Yeah.
For them to live there. There must have been some sort of like source of water.
Yeah.
Drinking water.
Because when I've been to Rome, I don't know if anybody's been to Rome, you go to the Colosseum, and they were saying that it's the first water fountain they ever found was in the Colosseum, because they used to pump it up to the top so people could have drinking fountains. And if you think how many years ago they actually had found water fountains, don't they? Do you remember that bit, Julia, where they talked about water fountains and how they found the first hydraulic lift, didn't they, by the Romans using water to bring the animals into the arenas because they couldn't physically, it was so deep down. But it was the first ever known drinking water fountain ever known to man. So, you know, what's to say that they can't tap in?
You know, in the Colosseums towards the end, they even flooded the Colosseums. Do you know that?
What did they? It's on a swamp, isn't it? It's built in a swamp.
They
was a swamp.
They actually had sharks in there as well, but not just tigers, but they actually put sharks in there. There's some accounts of that. I was watching. I was quite astounded. So, where did they get the water from? So I would imagine that everyone would have had to have been built upon a spring. So perhaps every Colosseum you see around the world is built over a natural spring. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never gone into that. I've always wanted to, but I've never visited the Colosseum. Never.
No, it's quite a thing to see, isn't it, Julia? Really, and you think how many thousands or 100 years it's survived, and you know it's had sieges and all sorts of things happen to it, and yet it still stands there proud, doesn't it? You know, it's quite a thing to see. Yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. Let's sort powerful stuff. It's interesting. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Anita, for that.
That's really interesting, isn't it?
That's superb, yeah.
And that would explain a lot, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's shared to everybody that watching this now and everybody that watches this later. And that's what the view of this channel was all about when I set it up. So thank you so much for that. That's superb.
So that would indicate that the abbeys and churches would have been built near or on a spring, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, this is what we're there on Saturday for, and then do the investigation in the evening. Maybe, I mean, John and Richard were saying they come in through sort of portals. You know, if they're here all the time, you'd know about it because there'd be so much. These animals have gone, these people have attacked, and so forth. So,
but you also need to remember that dragons are gatekeepers.
Yeah,
they're protectors of the.
But we had so much that night.
That's what I mean. Maybe it was very thin that night, and they came through, or maybe they came through as a warning. Maybe you get a bit too close to something, and it was like a distraction. Remember, they're the gatekeepers, aren't they?
Did you ever go through your recording, Darren, to see like when we're in the cloisters whether?
No. You know what? With this year, with I know I keep saying I've been to the doctor.
Isn't it? It's time.
And the time and doing things, but I've felt that ill this year. I've never had a year like this, and I feel so ill at the minute. I really do. I'm
It's
like,
mad, isn't it?
all pains here and pains up my back. It won't let me sleep. That's why I rang the doctors again this morning, and they wanted me to go and have the camera down the throat. But I said, "Oh, can I try the new tablets you're giving me first, please?" She said, and I'm starting to think I should have gone and got the camera down the throat now. So
Definitely.
At least
You need to have
At least you'd get some sort of indication of what the problem is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know it's but I feel I'll give it a few days now, and if not, I'm ringing back up.
But you're a man, aren't you? Us men don't do that.
And the longer you leave it, the quicker you get it seen, the quicker it gets sorted.
But us men, Julie, you know what we're like.
Yeah, I know. I do nag him, but you know.
Yeah, I know.
But no, hopefully Saturday, I will try and yeah, it's true. That's true. Very true. Yeah.
As long as the weather holds up and it's not bitterly cold, because that's quite a place to be in a bitter cold, isn't it?
Yeah, Bigfoot believers. Yeah, more than welcome. Please go over there. The link will still be nothing unless it's deleted, unless like a few weeks ago when we got attacked on there.
Yeah.
All this will stay on here, so you can go back, review it, watch it again, and so forth. If you do miss a bit, you can always come back to it. Yeah, we don't delete anything, guys. But no, let's hope that Saturday's a good investigation. I think Lynn and Luke are coming. I think Ryan may be turning up. Basically, we will be filming. It will be the regular Paranation South Coast Ghost, Social Ghost people. Send us a message and we'll send you an invite. Simple as. Feel free to send.
Sorry, you know what would be interesting if we had an ordnance survey map.
Yeah, we were talking about that, weren't we, with Richard? About getting
that's right. Yeah,
line it up.
Yeah.
We should, and we haven't done it yet. We should have done that. So I'll have to try and work on that.
Track it down. Yeah.
Anyway, that's the upcoming on Saturday. Wednesday last week, unfortunately, it was an impromptu. My fault, really, because I saw an advert. Because I've been on some of the Dark Encounter stuff before, and obviously Jonathan is our contact for Windward Manor and so forth. And I've known Jonathan for about 10 years. Judah's about the same.
But, I think probably about 15. About 10, 15 years I've known Jonathan.
Yeah. So we're getting, to know a little bit better. And I've seen him in costume 2 or 3 times now, and Julie hasn't till Wednesday. And it's very theatrical, but very professional. And anyway, I saw it came up on my Facebook feed, Theatre of Dark Encounters, Southampton Ghost Walk, and I've always wanted to do it. And I immediately copied and pasted it and sent it to Paul and Julia and a couple of other people. Paul, unfortunately, working up, he's an hour and a half away. So by the time he finishes work, he's got an hour's drive home, an hour and a half to me, and that's not eating his tea, getting ready. So for the love of Peugeots, the love of work, he didn't make it. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I would have loved to have gone, but time restraints going from Surrey down to Hampshire or wherever. They could have been there late.
Yeah. And anyway, myself and Julia decided we were going to go along, and we met up down Southampton about 20 minutes before. And I think the first thing that struck me, I parked up near Tudor House, and I walked down beside Tudor House to, the other side of Tudor House. There's a pub opposite, and it's like 12th century, and it says, this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. And it's so interesting when the French invaded and stuff. Then I walked down towards where it said Westgate on this postcode, and it turns out it's the old castle walls and whatever, and one of the openings to the main gateway, it turns out to be. The first thing that struck me was, wow, why haven't I seen this before? Well, I've driven through here, I've worked here, I've walked through here, and why haven't I seen this before? What's wrong with this picture, sort of thing? And then I've rang you and I said, where are you? She went, oh, I'm on my way. I've been walking about 10 minutes. That was another funny one, which I'll end up on in a minute. And Julie knows what's coming. Anyway, yeah, there was only about 8 of us on the tour, wasn't there? Paying public.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that was enough because it was more of an intimate tour rather than, you got like, 20, 30 people tagging along.
Yeah. And there was 3 of them, including Jonathan, all in costume. And Jonathan, 7:30, starts walking out. So there's Jonathan now. And he started us off in this archway, didn't he? And when you look up, there's all these holes which are there to entrap people in the archway and then kill them with rocks and so forth. So you can imagine the bloodshed in this archway. He then continues to walk you around to the bottom of this alleyway, and then the woman took over and she was explaining things as a surgeon to us and so forth. Amputated arms and legs and and more. You just say, oh my God, I don't want to hear this. Then we learned a bit about Tudor House, a few other buildings, and then the Merchant's House, didn't we?
Every time I go down to Southampton, it's a quick whiz around the shops and straight back. So all of this was a really interesting view of Southampton. And, even under that arch, Jonathan pointed out so many bits about the arch. If you were just walking through it, you wouldn't have known. You wouldn't have known about the holes in the roof. And the river that flowed down to the sea. You wouldn't have known that. It's so interesting. So interesting. I've never seen the medieval merchant's house. I saw that. It was just, I thought it's brilliant. I loved it.
Was that the Tudor house we did the paranormal night in?
We went past Tudor House. He told us a little bit of history about this lady in green that, and a skeleton that's found in the wall at Tudor House. Then we walked, I think it was down to was it round the corner or something, to the medieval merchant's house? We also went past the Duke of Wellington pub. And I've never seen the medieval merchant's house before. Always wanted to. So that was like a big tick in my book. I've stood outside, I've taken a picture. And then at the end, everybody like dispersed, and that was the end of the tour. And he kept in character all the way through, even though he knew me, he knew Darren. He kept in character all the way through. Didn't waver, not at all. Didn't make out he knew us or anything like that. There was no sort of like favoritism. Oh yeah, mate, I know you. It was all very much in character, which is brilliant. And then at the end, me and Dan were like just talking because we're just about to head back. And as we're going to like head back, they were all waiting to talk to us, weren't they?
Yeah.
They waited for us to
Fantastic.
walk
It
up,
was really nice.
so they could stop and chat to us. And I'm like, I don't know, it just it just made us feel really special, didn't it?
Yeah, we felt like VIPs. But the best part of that for me was Jonathan continued to reel off history about the place and so forth. He said, yeah, just there. So it's like another sort of like 20-minute tour on top. And it was, to me, it was absolutely fantastic. Julia, it was fantastic, wasn't it?
Loved it.
It was, it was worth double to what they charged. It really was, for the wealth of knowledge that you gain. I greatly intend, when Julia's free and whatever, and you, Paul, next one will be Portsmouth, and then Winchester. They do both there. Portsmouth, they only do up until April because obviously the pubs and whatever. So we'll get on the Portsmouth one, and anybody else that wants to join us could do like the Guildford Ghost Walk.
Yeah.
You know, like we did that. But they just booked tickets directly with Dark Encounters and just let us know they're coming. Or go to a pub afterwards. I don't know, whatever, you know. But it was absolutely fantastic. It really was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I came away a lot better educated than what I went there with. Inspiration to now go back down the road to Southampton, which is 24 miles away from me, and go round the walls and so forth during the daytime and see these places. And the Merchant's House, I think, opens in March. So it's English Heritage Trust. So remember, so I'm going to go in there. Absolutely inspirational, really inspirational. I think they should be paid by Southampton City Council, myself, to promote the city, because there's nothing better about it, you know. I have heard that, and there is a trick. Do you know about the Portsmouth Southampton rivalry? Anybody know about that? Right. Well, it goes back to basically people in. I'm not from Portsmouth. I live in Portsmouth. I'm not from Portsmouth. They call Southampton people scummers, and the reason being, back in the dockyards in the 1800s, they all walked out on strike and brought them down to the knees. The Southampton people went back, so the Portsmouth people got left out in the high and dry, and they call them scummers for that reason. There's still that rivalry. Football, if you get Portsmouth and Southampton, oh, what a load of rubbish it really is. Your car's not safe, people aren't safe. About 12 years ago or something, they held back the Southampton supporters 4.5 hours in the football ground, and the Portsmouth supporters waited outside 4.5 hours. They beat horses, dogs, people, just like over a game of football. But the type of thing they do is they put their flags in each other's territories. But the biggest one, which I think is actually quite funny, the Southampton football stadium far outweighs Portsmouth. Portsmouth's an old wooden shack, and Southampton's pretty new. But they got Portsmouth contractors in to do the groundworks. They didn't realise what they'd done. And on the halfway line, they dug a big hole, and they buried a football shirt and a football under the halfway line.
Nice one.
Oh dear.
It didn't go down well, yeah. And most people refuse to believe it is real, but it's real. So we have this rivalry. If the thing is, if you go down Southampton as a Portsmouth supporter, they'll go, yeah, you're the real scum or whatever, have a drink. But in Portsmouth, they cannot handle Southampton. I don't know. It's nothing to do with me. I won't support anything with violence, as you know. I won't.
No.
We also did another trip last week where we had the opportunity to go on HMS Warrior.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah.
It was amazing. Another really, really interesting evening. We went on the Warrior, and we were free to roam one of the decks, the top deck, where we had the top deck, they had the one underneath, and we're free to wander around and take pictures. There was also people on there in character, learned a lot about cannonballs and cannons and bits and pieces. Very, very interesting evening that was as well. And just to have the privilege of going on there and being allowed to go on there.
No, it's got such a feeling. I mean, if you've not been on the Warrior, you've got to go on there to get the experience. It's absolutely amazing. It's a floating ship. It's the only one in the dockyard that still floats of its own accord. It's a steam-based fighting boat, basically, destroyer, and mass as well. But it never fired a shot in anger. It was such a great deterrent to the fleets around the world. Everybody was terrified of it. Obviously, it had a sister ship as well, and these were renowned to be patrolling. And at any given point, they didn't have to rely on the wind to get them from A to B. They just went A to Z. And the cannons on there fired for 6 miles. They've got 3 different shots. Obviously, I knew about the grape shots and so forth. Julia wasn't aware of that, but the character explained it all in character, in costume. And that was fantastic, the young lad doing it, sort of thing. And when you're on that deck and you're looking upwards at their masts and you're thinking, wow, somebody had to climb that, you know, somebody had to sit up there, yeah? And you're looking up there, you get giddy. Looking down, God knows how you feel. God knows how you feel. Especially we're in the middle of the sea. Because when we're on a ship, if we're on a ferry or a cruise, there's always lights on the boat. So you look down into the water and there's always a shadow, isn't there? And a glow of the lights. And you can see the ripples of the water and so forth. But when you're going to remember, these guys, the only lights they had was candles and gas lanterns. And that was maximum, yeah? Gas lanterns were like HID bulbs in them days, LEDs. So you're going to remember these guys that are right up there. There's no moonlight coming on this night. You're up there. You climbed up the rigging purely by feeling it and such. You're up there. There's no light for miles. There's no land. There's no lights for miles around. It's pitch black. And yet the boat is moving to and fro. But you can't see any ripples or waves. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they felt when they were up there. But can you just imagine that? Whoa. And some of these guys just did it for food and board. Looking down the pay sheets and things like that. Yeah. You know, some of them would have earned £1 a week, which was really rich. They would have been, wow, you know, well respected. But they did think well of Warrior though, because on every deck they've got panels with glass in it to allow light down to the following decks. So the light flows around most of the ship. And the thing is with those, when you look down them, it looks like a mile down, doesn't it, Julia? Down through the plates, looks like a mile down. And that's just from the first deck. Yeah, so that was a good night, a well enjoyed night. That. So
you know what makes you wonder when, if they were at sea for 6 months in rough seas, when they got on the land, did they sort of stagger?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. That's why a lot of them headed straight to the nearest bar and got drunk, because they would get rid. They thought the alcohol was getting rid of that out of their system.
Yeah.
You know, when they got ill the next day and around night in bed, they could hardly move. Well, when the alcohol wore off, obviously they could move. So, Winter Investigation evening, mate. Sorry, a bit.
Welcome on.
Yeah. I'm going to shut up now anyway, and that's my night. Welcome on behalf of everybody. Thanks for coming along. You are much appreciated here. Thanks for joining us. Really are. So absolutely. And they would, you know, the next day they slowly get better from both.
Yeah.
Things, and they think the alcohol had something to cure them, and they just go and get drunk again.
Weird, isn't it? When you think about it.
Amongst other things that we heard about on Wednesday night as well. We were the woman went into character of a surgeon, said, I am male, because you wouldn't get a female surgeon. Nobody would trust her. Yeah. So I am male. Yeah? And she was telling us about when these men would be on shore in the Arctic and so forth. During the daytime, it'd be trading and whatever. But at night time, it'd be the vagabonds, the rogues, the thieves, and of course the prostitutes. And obviously men would come back from sea and so forth, the sailors, and the first thing they do is they go with the prostitutes. And the main thing they had those days was syphilis. That's the main thing. And you virtually knew for sure that if you went with one of these ladies of the night, that you were going to get infected. So some of the establishments, should I say, had a cure for it when you came out, or so they thought it was a cure, where there was a syringe that you would pick up on your way out and place over the possibly going to be definitely infected area and shoot it.
It had mercury in it, didn't it?
And it was pure mercury. It was pure mercury. Mercury is the only chemical that the human body has no immunity to whatsoever, no tolerance to. And if you was to take one drop of mercury on your tongue and swallow it down, blood would come out of every orifice on your body, including your eyelids, the nose, the ears, everywhere. So I don't know if you probably know that, you're probably aware of that. But no. Oh, we are. Oh, Bolton, Lancashire.
Oh, nice.
Winter investigation team. That sounds. What's your main specialty of investigation? That's and Texas.
Texas. Welcome.
STV, superb. Thank you for joining us so much. It really is appreciative. It really is. So anyway, we're running on our hour. One thing I do want to touch on is what I said at the beginning. Is the skull experiment.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that, didn't you?
I think we'll all have a chance of watching the videos on it by this time next week, and we'll all have a bit from the okay, so we
talking about the warrior, I imagine. Say
what one was it? Because I've just covered about 3 or 4 buds in the last couple of minutes. I've got the body of an elephant and the brain of a goldfish. Then there's a goldfish. Hopefully we are doing good work. V's watching.
hi V.
He's watching. Hi V, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Yes, all the same. We're into the same thing: anonymous, cryptids, UAPs, UFOs, whatever we call them these days. I don't know. Good to see you, mate. Thanks so much. Good to see you. Hope you're well and good and on the right way up, mate. Honestly, I'm always here if you need us. If you need a chat or you need a rant or whatever, just give us a shout. I can set up a StreamYard with you and so forth. But so basically we anything paranormal. This is all paranormal to us. Anything that's not normal is paranormal. So we love it all. We love it all. But the skull experiment was 1993. 1993. And
It wasn't that long ago then, was it really?
No.
It was like yesterday. And how
Well, it seems like yesterday anyway.
how it evaded my radar, how it escaped me, is I'm absolutely fuming on this one. Because it's probably the most important paranormal experiment of our time, definitely, if not all time. All time. It was basically based in Norfolk in a place called Skull, and hence the Skull experiment. And it was a team of 4 people that medium as well that decided they were going to conduct some experiments to see if they could contact the afterlife, if there was life after death. And they got together in a basement and conducted their experiments. At first, they weren't that successful. They spent a while, they had a few knocks and taps and whatever, but they didn't really I've heard something about this. Black-eyed children. I've heard something about this.
Cannock Chase.
We've got Cannock Chase over here. We've got the black-eyed girl, which we're going to be looking at shortly. But this is interesting. Texas as well. He says should be back on his feet next week, hopefully. So
Good to hear.
This is a very interesting one to us. This is very interesting. Perhaps next week you can come on and fill us in a little bit more. What the skull experiment Facebook user? Who is this? This would be really wow.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think we'd love it more. I think we'd love it more.
Definitely. Come on.
Yeah, definitely. Right, I will drop you a message.
Seem to be everywhere, don't they? Really?
Yeah. Now, this is what we're after, guys. This is what we're after.
Steve Mira. Where do I know that name from?
Heard of it?
Yeah, rings a bell. Steve Mira. Don't know. Can't remember offhand.
Now
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. I think you're right there, Anita. I think you are right, love. That is something that in Texas, I think, listen to that advice. Just going to try and have a look to see who we've got here.
Makes you wonder if they're seen during the daytime or is it at night?
Hi, Harry. I didn't see you on there, mate. Good to have you. Yeah.
Whether these children are seen during the day or at night.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is something
to look at, really, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah. When are they around? You know, when are they? I mean, this is all what we want to hear, isn't it? You know, this is. This is. I can't.
This is what the channel's about, isn't it? The podcast's about, you know, sightings from all over the world in the paranormal and the supernatural, isn't it? You know, it's hearing everybody's stories from all over the world, really. We love it. We love hearing people's stories.
All about. This is what we're all about, and that's why we started it.
Yeah.
You know, because we want we want to reach as many people as we can, and we want to share as many stories as we can. Yeah. That's where I heard it. That's where
on
I
YouTube.
Heard it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Oh. It's a little bit disturbing, really, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
Yeah.
A bit scary, really, isn't it, that one?
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Is that in the UK?
I think that's in America, isn't it? That conference.
Oh.
How strange.
Wow.
That's creepy, isn't it? You sure you ain't got one of them in your loft, Julia?
Ha, ha, ha. Hmm.
Men in Black.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
something keep me awake at night.
Yeah.
I'm tired. Yeah, something in my bedroom keep me awake all night.
Dear, oh dear.
I think we're going to have to look into this now. Those that
Thinkers.
are watching this on links and so forth, links to the channel on Daniel's, my group South Coast Ghost on Facebook and YouTube. If you can come over for us and post any links of videos, because they don't cross-platform share. I've just looked. Any links of videos, so others can watch it, including me. Excuse me. Yeah. Well, they would be.
Demons. Oh, I suppose they would be, wouldn't they? What else would they call them, really?
Oh,
Oh,
my
Lancashire.
God. Okay, I will have a look into that. This may be a bit too early for me, but I'll have a look into that. And autumn may be a goer because I'm planning on the lakes anyway. Well, I was actually planning on doing the lakes next month, just to get away for a bit. So I love the lakes when you've got the spring lambs being born, and nobody's been up there that year, so it hasn't really been touched. It's absolutely amazing, really is amazing. Once you've had all the tourists up there and whatever, you had rocks moved and animals made safe, and thank you ever so much, Anita. Hang about and I will get the page. The page for my group, which is the smaller groups and probably easier for everybody to find. This one, oh my God, what have you done? Why does it do this? Why does it do? Anyway, that's one of my groups. All I can do is ban myself. I can't delete that. Unreal, isn't it? I can ban myself. I can actually ban myself.
How funny.
What if you actually ban yourself and you just never on again?
Yeah, well, oh yeah, I know. I'm having a really bad day. I probably could. Anita Allen, give me a second. I'll forget. Ask anybody. Ask anybody.
They'd be interested to find out about them if they would come on and do a chat on here about them. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's likely, yeah. Likely, right. I know your picture. I should do. I'm looking for you now. I can't find. Oh. Anita Allen, right. You're on the Bigfoot Research Group. I will message you now. It's a cat, I believe, your profile. Sorry to say it's a dog. And it should be this group here. Yep. I have sent you a message now, I believe, Anita. I've done that. Definitely overlaps, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, it's a kitten. Yes, I found the right one, and I got it right. It wasn't a dog, it was a kitten. Third time lucky, guys. Yeah. All right. Third time lucky. But no, any research you can do on that, the black-eyed children.
Children.
And I think this is the one. If anybody can, no, it's doing it again for some reason. That's all right with us. Mick McLeod or Harry Smith. Oh, right, Harry. All right, very good. Yeah, Harlem. Yeah. I know Harry. Yeah, no problems. I'll talk to Harry because we have a weekly meeting on a Sunday. So I'm part of the Bigfoot research team as well. And well, I say that as well, but there's always a reason for it. There is a reason for it. There's a reason. But no, the skull experiment, we'll talk about it more next week, and I'll send video links out to you, Paul.
Yeah.
It's an experiment conducted in 1993. They had over 70 objects sent to them in the end. It was in controlled conditions, i.e., they were in the cellar. There was only 4 of them. They had a bolt on the inside. They had luminous wristbands on, tied with Velcro, so that you would hear them being undone. They had luminous dots on their hands and the table and certain areas around the room, but there was no light in there whatsoever. It was pitch black. And the first 3 months they virtually had nothing. So they had a coin come through, a Churchill coin come through. They heard something knock like that on the table. When they turned the lights on at the end of the session, they found this near mint coin. And anyway, they continued to go on. It was one of 70 objects, including spoons and brooches and everything, sent to them, given to them by the spirits. And EVPs, my God, they were sort of at an end on which way to go. So they called on what they call the spirit team to tell them what to do, to guide them. The spirit team was the people from the other side, not living. And Anita, fantastic having you on. If you
Thank
can,
you, Anita.
Absolutely superb, love. Seriously is. Thanks for coming on. Thanks so much for coming on. Really, 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 really thank you. So I was involved in this.
Oh, blimey.
Watch that colleague. Okay. Be careful of them.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. You never know who's around you, do you? That
No.
sounds paranoid, but and remember, just because you're not paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. And if that doesn't keep you up, nothing will. But no, the spirit team told them to take a camera down, a 35mm camera, no flash, and they said that we will tell you when to take photographs, and they did, and they put the camera on the table. To their belief, it continued to film and even wind itself forward. And one woman that was in the group of 4 turned around and went, you could actually hear it passing around the back of your head, moving around the room.
Interesting.
Yeah. I agree with you there. Harry's good kid, mate. He's very thorough in his work. Very thorough in his work. And a nice boy after all. A nice boy. But yeah, not just the black eyes, sir. You would have to go onto my Facebook group, mate, South Coast Ghost One, and place it there, mate. Yeah, if you could do that first, spot on, mate. Or PM me, and I'll put it up. You can do that if you want, mate. Any messages or links or whatever, just send me, and I'll put them up if you're having trouble. Yeah. But no, we're just talking about Harry, Daniel, and how you could learn a
Harlem.
lot of, yeah. Talking about the UFO, the Awakening event on the 17th and whatever. But no, this goal experiment was absolutely no worries, mate. Brilliant. Absolutely phenomenal. They gave it up. They did 500 sessions, and they gave it up in the end because of the dark spirit started hanging around. And these spirits were so real that every time they did these sessions, they had a tape recorder going, and they turned around and they went, they were talking just like we are now. And wait until you hear the EVP. They're not EVPs, they're voice recordings of people. And there were celebrities in there as well. Absolutely unbelievable. They were laughing. There was an Indian guy that came in, and he was, how do you say? How do you? And you couldn't make it up. It's impossible to make it up. In the end, the spirits had the people. They said, right, we're ready to take this now to the general public, so the general public can see this is real. So they started doing it in hotels and so forth. But then
They
they
had
started.
someone talking through trance, didn't they?
Yes.
And that's how the spirits like communicated. Used that person to talk through, use their voice to talk through them.
Interesting.
I know a lady that does trance.
Well, we need to sit down and have a chat about it, because you need to watch the whole video.
Yeah.
And we all need to sort of decide amongst ourselves whether it's something I'd like to do it, but there are things we need to consider, the same as they stopped it, yeah, and we need to discuss it amongst ourselves, yeah. But I will send you the link, Paul, if you watch the end of it, yeah, and see what I'm on about.
Okay.
And because I would say it's about 5,000% more powerful than the Ouija board. Well, that means you've got to come down every Monday then, Mark, before we go on live, mate. We will.
I've got some luminous paint, so we could put like a dot of luminous paint on each of our hands. So I've got the luminous paint.
Yeah, you'd have to. It would have to be in a controlled environment where it was pitch black, somewhere like a cellar, because you can't have any light in that room at all.
That was quick.
So yeah, it's something that you've really got to seriously consider all the options before you do it or you don't do it. Simple as. But we'll send the links out and everybody watch it. And then hopefully next week we have some more about Waverley Abbey and ley lines, water, magnetic falls, things like that. More mapped out, detailed, and we can have a little talk about that. And obviously we've got here, where is it coming up? The TV, NSP, STV. Come on and do a talk about Black Eye Children, things like that. That to me is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Who's to say that they are children and they're not some sort of
portray children to draw people in?
Yeah, where do these things actually come from?
I read a book like that. It's called Demons and Familiars. And that's about how they present themselves as children or people that you're familiar with. And that's where they can get their attachments. Because you drop your defense down. It's a really good book. It's interesting, but it's about a guy who's a medium, and it's about his journey to sort of becoming into full-blown mediumship. He didn't realise he had an attachment because he thought he was a friend of his that had sadly passed away. And he wrote a book called Demons and Familiars. A really interesting story. Too, I read an article the other day was about phone calls from the dead. Did anybody see that?
No, I've heard it can happen.
Yeah, there was an incident in there about a guy that he was at his mother's one, and obviously his father had passed away many years before. And he was at his mother's one late evening, making sure she was okay, and her landline rung. This was quite late, so he picked it up and there was nothing there, so it was just dead. And then it rung again, and then her recorded message come on. So he thought, well, someone's going to leave a voice message. If they rung twice, they'll leave a message. And then nothing. There was no message. And then it rung, and it sort of rung the third time, but they left a message, and it was his father's voice on the end of the message. Unreal, absolutely unreal.
That book was written by a guy called Callum E. Scott, and he's a nice bloke. He worked at, I think it was Oxford University, or one of the UK universities, an English lad. And I've met him. He was at a conference down here a few years back, and he did a speech. And he wrote the book Telephone Calls from the Dead, the yellow cover. Highly recommend purchasing that book.
It's interesting.
He started off as a skeptic, and he was introduced to it or suggested it by one of his friends, colleagues, and he basically said, what a load of boo, yeah? And said, well, look into it. And he decided to look into it and rip it to shreds. And the first case he went into, I think that was one of the first cases.
Yeah.
Jake, good to see you, mate. Thanks for joining us. Really good, welcome, mate. Thank you. And then we got Rochdale Poltergeist. That's one that I really am interested in. Yeah, the Rochdale Poltergeist. That was probably bigger than the Enfield Poltergeist. It's just that's been blown up. Down a country lane in my dad's Staffordshire. Slowly for a good few seconds. They appear to us all in different ways. It's very rare to see, I think, a full-body apparition in the normal ghost research world. We get a lot of new people come along to us, and they pay their money, they come on an investigation at a reputedly haunted location, and they're all psyched up to see a full-body apparition of their great Uncle Albert that passed half a dozen years ago and communicate. If only it worked like that, it would be fantastic. But we do say all our investigations, we're not here to contact anybody, relatives, friends, or anybody it's purely people that work and were at that location, nobody else. Because obviously it can become quite upsetting for people as well. Now, if you're lucky enough to see a full body apparition, it's gold dust. Seeing something like that is, to us, all of us, gold dust. I think everyone would agree on that.
Definitely.
However, they will show themselves to us in different forms. They will show themselves to us as smoke, as white outlines. That's where I think people see the sheets, the comic things going across and things like that. It may be the easiest way it was to show it to itself. It may want you to know it was there, and that's how it can show itself to you. A lot of people report cigar smoke or tobacco smoke or pipe tobacco, or lavender, because they're the most pungent smells in nature, in life. Therefore, I'm here. Imagine being in front of somebody and waving your arms and them not being able to see you. But maybe Oh, there's something else above here as well. There's a few here actually. This is the one I'll answer in a minute. I've heard of lots of things similar. Lots of things. I think I've seen things similar. I think the first time I properly saw an apparition in white was in Scotland at Tillinghast, when myself and my sister were walking down a third of a mile dirt track towards our property, which is 7 acres, sorry. And our house was down here, so we had to come down this long track from the telephone box at night and cross an old Victorian railway gate with a little copse and trees and rocks and whatever here, and then we had to go left. As we're coming down, we both saw her, and she was pure dressed in white. She did have some features, I will add. Perhaps the features indicate a stronger apparition, a stronger energy. It can't show all its features, perhaps it's a bit weaker. I may be wrong on that. But needless to say, I was 19 years of age at the time, 20 years of age. My sister was 18, and for the want of a better expression, we both shit ourselves. And there was, and there was, I could elaborate, but I won't. And we had to get over this gate, which I think I learnt to pole vault that evening. And I was over this gate like an effing shot. And my sister, both in Wellington boots in the mud, running after each other in sort of now become dark, getting this eerie feeling to just run. And we sort of run up this sort of semi-slope over there. It's the bungalow in front of us. My caravan's there to the left. And we ran round because the front door was permanently locked, but the back door was always open. So we had to run round the back of it. It's the station master's house. Imagine the little slopes and whatever of the old railway station. And as we got past the fenced-in front garden, this bloody thing came across the front garden at us again, heading our direction. Well, I tell you what, I have never moved so quick in life. It was so real. My heart was going. My sister's heart was going. She was terrified. Her eyes were gone. There was no doubt, I mean, that she hadn't made it up because I'd said it, and I hadn't made it up for her sake. It was real. But no, there was very little features. There was probably a facial-ish feature. Going back to the black-eyed, I mean, would you say that's pretty accurate? Sort of, sometimes they show themselves as true form, other times.
Yeah, I've seen a couple. I remember one apparition I saw, and I could see all the features of his face. I could see everything, all the detail of his coat, everything. The only thing that made me know it was a ghost was because he was like a khaki greeny colour, and he was slightly see-through. But because of the shade that he was, you knew that he wasn't human, because he didn't have any sort of like skin type tones. It was all sort of like the same khaki grey sort of like colour. And I knew it was in a hotel room, and I knew at the time that he was not supposed to be in my hotel room. And I couldn't run, I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. I was just all I could move was my head. I was absolutely frozen to the spot. Really, absolutely terrified me. And it probably still was the day I saw one.
That's just the fear, isn't it? You're in shock. And that's how you know it's real. What you're seeing is real, because you're actually in shock.
It's like your animal instinct, isn't it, kicking in? And
well, it's a fight or flight, isn't it? It's you either want to fight or you want to run. That's when the adrenaline comes in.
I couldn't move. I was frozen to the spot. I couldn't do anything.
Well, an interesting thing is they've seen that many things done on the Titanic. It's unreal. We know this, but they did a thing on when I was doing psychology and so forth, we did a thing on Titanic and so forth. And apparently there's only 3 different personalities in that situation in the world. There's one who is the top of the tree, and they are the ones that will take charge of the situation. They'll accept the boat is sinking, and they will go around trying to help others to save themselves and trying to convince themselves to get off that ship, get in a lifeboat, go. You get the other ones that will panic and they need to cling on to something that is normal. So they'll actually go to the bar and order themselves a drink and sit down and drink it and wait to be told what to do, because it's, and I think we can all relate to being told what to do in a way, because if you're at the station, you wait for the man in the high vis to tell you to come through the gate, yeah? And it's that sort of thing, whereas you would get the lowest ranking go-getter, not a go-getter at all, in actual fact, a no go-getter, which would not really panic, but really go, all right, well, I'm going back to my cabin. And number 2 may grab some belongings and so forth, but number 1 wouldn't. They go back and wait in their cabin and they just accept their fate. So I think our animal instincts are all different but all the same at the end of the day. You know, if you see a bear coming through the wild or something like that, a big cat, how are you going to react? Are you going to fight? Are you going to fly? Are you going to freeze? Well, nobody knows until that moment in time, do they? And I think when you freeze, it's you do, when people say you freeze, you do actually freeze. It's well documented that we freeze in that position and we do not move at all. It's as if we are rigor mortis is setting and that's it. And I think the reason that's there is because if you're in the wild, a big cat or a dog or whatever hunting you will detect movement. I mean, if you can own a dog and you can be right down the road standing in front of it, and until you move, it won't notice you're there. But the minute you move, it detects you and you go boom. Yes? And it's the same with all animals that hunt. So that's why you freeze. That's what I believe. You know, it's an animal instinct kicking in. But I like this one here. 411 truck drivers in West Texas last week are missing. My God. Black-eyed children.
That's a lot of truck drivers, isn't it?
That's a lot. That is a lot. We need to check that out. And what's going down the Cobble Street next to us? Check out CTV. That's interesting. Whereabouts was this? And who is it that's?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Did you lose a horse? I'm really sorry for that. Horses become one-on-one with the person that feeds them. Like I've kept horses and so forth, and it's any animal is. I mean, I'm a great animal lover. Here's a good one. Yep. Pass them in down to our dog. Now, 45-degree angle. That's an interesting one. I've seen a lot of 45 degrees. It's not right in your vision. And again, my theory is everything right in your vision, it's all energy, takes more power to materialize there. That's why we see Bigfoot out our peripheral and out a corner of our eyes, because I believe Bigfoot is a paranormal spiritual creature, and it needs his power to manifest into our realm, our domain, our plateau of energy. And that's why we often see it over there and we go to look for it and it's not there. And I think we've all done that with things. Even if we've not seen a ghost, we can all relate to that. I'm a dog lover. Yes, Daniel.
That just on that point, Darren, is that's where kind of body cams can come in use. Where a lot of researchers, even with paranormal stuff as well, they have cameras on their backs because if something happens behind them, and they also have cameras on their sides, so if anything happens, and it's mainly behind you, there's been a lot of stories where Bigfoot has been spotted to run behind a car or something. So that's why a lot of researchers now have cameras on their backs, and at night they also have really good cameras to kind of see through darks and numbers, so kind of night vision and that. Just so then, and it goes with anything. I think that's probably a genius idea.
But I think Julia's tried this before, hasn't you, Julia? Taking selfies.
Yeah, with a camera when we go do our events. It's as if you're taking a selfie of yourself, but you slightly angle it so it's over your shoulder.
Yeah.
And that can bring up some quite interesting results.
We're getting some really good comments tonight, guys. Thank you so much. In my old house, I saw a pipe smoker in my bedroom. I had a pipe smoker in the bedroom. That's how they let you know they're there. You know, but it's a very pungent smell. Everybody knows what pipe tobacco smells like.
It's also like your grandma's perfume, isn't it? You never forget that as a child. So when you smell that, you always associate that with your grandmother, don't you? Or is it that specific smell, isn't it? That you've smelt, you know, whether it be lilac or whatever, but you know, you smell it and you think, oh, that's grandma. And, you know, I'm a great believer in that.
Back in those days, a lot of people made their own scents, didn't they? Because you wouldn't just go down the high street and buy a bottle of Yum or Gautier or Boss or whatever, you'd have to make it yourself out of rose petals or lavender or so forth.
It'd be like back at tobacco, wouldn't it? It would be different then than it was now. So it would have that distinctive smell. I always remember my dad smoking Golden Virginia roll-ups, and I sometimes smell that because that has a specific, like Old Oban and Gold. They have a specific smell to them, and I always know when my dad's around because I can smell the Golden Virginia that he used to make into rolling cigarettes.
Yeah. See, when they're this size, they're okay, Gwyn, yeah? But, you know, when they get bigger, right? Yeah. This size, cool. Bigger, nah. Why not? Look, Gwyn's waving to you. Look. Our youngest paranormal investigator is here. Yeah.
Where Molly?
Oh yeah, Molly's younger. Yeah.
Gwyn's showing the youngest cryptozoologist, apparently.
Yeah.
Darren, they're making fun of me. They're making fun of me for doing that.
Facebook user, I can't see your name because you're on somebody else's blurb chat, whatever. But
Carolyn Smith.
All right, Carolyn, you are 100% welcome, love, on here. If you need any answers that we can help you with, we can't always 100% of the time be right, and we don't know if we're right at all. It's a very grey area, isn't it? It's just we can only speak in our experience. We'll always talk to you about it. We'll always mention it, unless you tell us not to. Unless it's in confidence, in which case we can open a private StreamYard session for you if you want to come on and talk in confidence to us about any fears, any concerns you have whatsoever. We're always here. Yes, I have heard of the Cheshire Poltergeist. Donaldson, yeah. I have heard of that. So we got Wendell here, I take it, because the next one goes, hi, Wendell.
Welcome, Wendell.
Hi.
I must say there's some great comments tonight on here. Yeah, it's
Darren,
been
I
some-
will say
Ah,
we have
yes.
a special guest in the chat, which I'll say hi to. A very, very good Bigfoot researcher and naturalist, Amy Boo from Ohio.
All right. Hi,
Hi.
Amy.
Hi, Amy. Welcome.
Welcome along. Welcome along. Yep. Skin was a thing, a warning in itself. With iron for protection of skin and yeah, they do. They do. We can always know that. We always know that, don't we?
Yeah.
We know when we're getting too close to something, and we know when to back off. Whether we do or not, that's another thing. We should. Yeah, interdimensional animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suspect the same. Absolutely. I don't know who this is from, Daniel. I like the next one. It's very, very true.
I can go with that. I can go with that one.
Yeah.
I think mine's started already.
Very, very true. Yeah. Yeah. On that note, where is Jen tonight? Then, Paul, you knocked her off.
She's working.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah.
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 Tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday.
Yeah. That's Paul Sinclair. Truth. Yeah. And then we've got something I wanted to do for a long time out in the forest. Do it. Seriously, do it when you're at home. No, don't do it when you're at home. Don't do that. You may never come home again. Just that wasn't a good idea.
Nice.
Anyway, let's move on. Take photo. I mean, I have to take photos just over my shoulder like that, willy-nilly, a video or so forth. And it's amazing what you actually can get, or just take them randomly. My advice to everybody is take 2 photos of the same thing. Then you've got something to compare it by. Mobile phones these days are so quick at snapping. Done. Yeah. Take 2 of the same thing. Bump. And then when you get home, you may see that there's something in one that's not in the other. And at least you've got another picture to compare it with. And you can either chuck it out the window or you can say, I've caught something. Yeah. Well, mine smelled of wee. Anyway.
Nice. Very nice.
No, she didn't really. Oh my God. I am obviously shooting myself in the foot here, guys.
Definitely. And you want him to be your host, Daniel? Oh my God.
When help me out with that, please.
I think Gwen's seen enough. Look, just
but I'm quiet tonight because I'm not well.
yeah.
Mind you, I've been doing really well with. I've been really well with like covering the farts up with coughs. Anyway,
which means, Paul, he'll be even worse at the event.
You wait, we'll double up. We'll be a double act, won't we, Darren? Then you'll be in trouble.
Right. I'll just shout every time I'm going to drop one. Don't worry. Anyway.
Drop what?
Go, hey, look at that.
Is that a door?
I think, Darren, the rest of us are going to need a place that we need to go and cool off after your big outburst with every member, mate.
That's all right, mate. As long as you behave yourself, I'll let you back in afterwards.
Can you not do a camera feed from his camper? Lock him in his camper and do a camera feed. Oh, what's that? Oh, sorry, that's gone off. It's gone off again. We've lost the feed to Darren.
Yeah. Right. I do have a dog that likes eating small children.
Oh, well, that's all right. I'm not in that category, so I'm all right. I'll keep your dog going for about 3 months, me.
Me and you will stay together, don't worry.
They've got to be about 14 years of age, right? Wear a baseball cap, keep going like that to the hair and name Daniel. Anyway, Um,
You'll have to cut your hair first, though, won't you?
There you go.
My hair is getting a bit long, Jack. Thank you very much for noticing. This is the boy that tells me, Mike, Jack, come here. Jack, come here.
You say you want it short.
This is the boy that tells me my hair. There's no battery in that one. Battery in this one, though.
Or is that?
Tells me my hair is getting long.
Ow, that's right. Oh,
Jack, bend down. Bend down.
I'm too tall.
Look at this, look.
It's
He's got somebody else's wig on.
I know. He likes the bird that much, he proves him somewhere to nest. Yeah. So,
You keep saying
yeah.
you want your hair
and if you
short.
need a good torch, boy, oh boy, this is a good one. Look at that.
Let's see,
So
right,
your
so you-
neighbours, was that shining in your neighbour's bedroom then?
Yes, yes.
I think you're
we-
confusing the
We
thought.
had the police turn up last week to the old lady over the road. A young officer got out, he went in. She was complaining about the neighbour walking around naked indoors. She said it's disgusting. Every day he's walking around naked and whatever. He says, where can I see him this from? He's doing it now. She said he's doing it now. He went upstairs to her bedroom, looked out the window, said, I can't see it. She said, no, you've got to stand on the ottoman to see.
don't give him a joke spot, please. We could
and
be in
use the
serious
binoculars.
trouble. Could be in serious trouble. Oh my word! Everyone's a cracker.
I would imagine this is John, is it? Still working?
That's Amy from Ohio.
What time is it in Ohio, Amy? Must be midday.
Hi everyone.
5
Hi,
hours
Faith.
before.
Yeah. We have I think we have applied to that one. Grandfather's not like balls, yeah.
I can go with that. I can go with that one.
Yeah, you
Darren.
lucky I was born before. Anyway.
Darren, could you
Anyway.
switch to a comment that says Daniel Lee Barnett mix or a big cat on the weekend? This was Carolyn Harlem and Mick McLaren. Now obviously I will be getting in contact with these guys shortly.
What's this?
Just 3 comments up from the newest one.
Daniel Lee Barnett mix or a big cat on the weekend.
That one. So apparently, so Mick McLaren, this is Carolyn commenting, with Harlem. Well, it might not be. Apparently, they saw a big cat,
Oh.
which could help with the investigation, Darren.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm with you now.
Yeah.
I'm with you now. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to keep up with the comments tonight, guys. I'm really sorry. Right. I'm not that fast, as you can tell. God didn't make me that fast. Okay. So
Interesting. Been some good comments on here tonight, haven't there? Interesting one.
Yeah. Okay, good. I've just seen your message now. This is how quick I really am. Yeah. I'm really, really slow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it wants to come on the show or whatever. I mean, I'm running a bit overtime now. Obviously, we don't want to keep too many people up, bore them, and so forth. So that was why I tried to set it to an hour, but it didn't even work on Christmas damn day, did it?
No,
You know?
no. Unfortunately,
Day,
that.
Well, Paul went, "Are we doing that?" I went, "Yeah, just a quick 15 minutes tonight."
Yeah.
Yeah, and we came on 5 minutes before it was due and went, "Yeah, we'll be really quick tonight." Yeah. And we looked down, it was 18 minutes past. Next minute, hour and 15 minutes. I'm like, how do we do it?
But then that just goes our passion for it, though, Darren, doesn't it?
Well, yes. Prospecting USA, welcome aboard again. and fantastic to have you again.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe one of them could come on one time and have a chat about some of the investigations that they've done. Would be interesting, wouldn't it?
We'd love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop the message or whatever, or so. I mean, what we don't want to do is just sit here and talk about what we've done all the time, because we don't want to seem like we're this. We're not. We're a group, couple of groups, 3 groups that are out there doing it for hobby and a bit of fun, and we'd love to hear from you. Yeah. I take it. You've all got evidence. I take it you've all got your own photographs. I've taken it you've all got your own stories. And the more people that hear them, the more people are going to get to know about you. And the more people come on here and promote yourselves as well. Please feel free to post anything. That's my problem as well. You can tell, can't you? It doesn't matter how many times you get out or so forth. As long as you do get out and you make the effort, you're not gonna find what's out there indoors. You're only gonna find it when you get out. When you get out into the big wide world and you start looking around and asking questions, the way society's geared up is so we don't ask these questions. When we're a child, our parents tell us, "Go to bed. The monster in your closet doesn't exist. That sound in the corner of your room was your imagination. There is nothing there." When we become an adult and we come into our conscious state, because until we're an adult, we're in our subconscious state and we're learning all the time. When we come into our conscious state, we've learnt off our parents, and that sound in the corner gets dismissed now as, there's nothing there, it's a house moving. There is no monster in the closet. So when we meet our partners or so forth, if they then turn around and say, "Oh, I saw something walk across the landing, I heard something, and then I saw it," we turn around and go, "No, it was just your imagination." So it's us here that ask these questions that get results. We get answers. Probably not all the answers that we desire. I can say that for one. 40 odd years, I haven't got 40%. I really haven't. And the 60%, there's just not enough time left on this earth to find them now. But at least I've got 40%. Yeah. Look, you're never too old to learn. No. When you I always say that the day you die is the day you learn how to do that. And until we do that, we won't finish learning. And hopefully we continue learning after that. Whether we're right or wrong about that, we don't know, do we? But it's not subject.
I see it as every day's a school day. We learn every day until the day that we do depart, don't we? And then who knows what we're learning once we do depart. But I always see it as, like you're saying, Darren, every day's a school day. If you say, "Oh, there's an expert in the paranormal world," there's never really an expert. It's people that are at the top of their game. I could go with that. But somebody says, "Oh, I'm an expert in this, in the paranormal," and we've been in it long enough, Darren, haven't we, to know, we don't know it all. Every investigation we go on, we learn something different, a different experience, a different noise, a different type of setting. So every day is a school day. So it doesn't matter whether you start when you're like Daniel's age 14 or you start when you're 80. You just go on and keep learning.
Yeah. And going back to Katie, she's been on the Champ investigations for the last 10 years, and she's got more evidence than a lot of people that have been doing it for 3-4 times longer than she has herself. Unfortunately, you're always going to create a jealousy aspect there, because if you've been doing it for the last 80 years, and somebody comes along in the first 5 minutes, they get something that's bigger and better than you've got. Unfortunately, it's human nature. They become jealous of you, jealous of it, and you're the green-eyed monster. But
but we're not like that. What we get as a team, don't we?
Now this one here, we don't do that. We do
No.
not. We don't do one-upmanship. We don't do we're
No.
better than anyone else. When
No,
Daniel
definitely not.
here, I was already open to the idea of Bigfoot in the UK anyway. And Daniel started commenting, and he said, "What do you think about Bigfoot in the UK? What do you think of this?" And not one of us, the people that hadn't even comprehended it, turned around and said, "Oh, don't talk about the nonsense, yeah," because we don't turn around and say the closet monster doesn't exist.
No.
I like this one. Yeah, that happened with me as well. I'm scared away, yeah. But there's no such thing as that, yeah. Now, Paul, you've been here.
Yes, Rendlesham Forest. Love it.
Yeah. I was there last year with Angela, and I've spoken. I've started. There's another good one coming here.
I have a family live down in Suffolk, around the Rendlesham area, and I was talking to Darren when Darren went, and it's a very, very strange forest. It, you could get very disconcerted in it, couldn't you, Darren? Very disorientated is the word, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's such a strange. It has such a strange pull in it. I don't know what it is about that forest. I know, you walk through forests. Some you go through and they're beautiful and all of that. But Rendlesham Forest has this very, very odd attraction. It's very. I think if you was to spin round and round and round a couple of times, you wouldn't know your way out. That's how disconcerting it could be, isn't it, Darren? You went there and said the same.
I don't think you have to turn around 3 or 4 times to do that. I think you just go in there, and there's almost a misconception of distance, and you misconceive the direction. There doesn't seem to be a direction in there.
No.
I mean, we were there for 4 nights, 3 days, 4 nights. Spent a couple in the forest. Where the UFO model is, by the way, is not where the landing was. It's not far away. There's 2 landing sites, and I got readings from both. How long are you there for, Tim? That'd be interesting. Is it just a day visit, or are you stopping over? I do plan on going back there this year if I get the chance for a few days. I've got someone else I'm going to meet up there, and you're all right. So yeah. So basically, when are you going? When are you staying? I will give you some advice on Rendlesham Forest. Not everything is friendly in the forest. Not everything is friendly in the forest. Please believe me on this. Even if you're not a believer of spirit energy and demonic energy, not everything is friendly in that forest. And if you see lights on in the evening, and you see lights in the forest, don't go in there. Stay away. There are also cults in Rendlesham Forest, for those that don't know. You know that, Paul?
Yeah.
You've actually got 2 cults. Yeah.
The thing is, the time you get in there, you'd have had the Rangers on you anyway, because they monitor that forest very highly. It's very, like you found, Darren, when they suddenly just turned up. It's very, very monitor of that forest.
The Rangers won't go near the cults.
No.
Near them. These are not the ones that you wish to mess with, yeah? I'm not. Yes, Daniel, did you want something, mate?
Yeah, so you do know Tim's part of your team, yeah?
Yes.
So, mate, do you know what we could do to kind of we could arrange to get your team up there?
Yeah. I mean, we need. Yeah, we could do that. There are a few things in Rendlesham Forest that we did notice as structures and whatever. there's a lot of kids that make structures up there as well.
Yeah.
It seems to be a hub for families in recreational time. It's a lovely forest. It's very flat, but it's a lovely forest. But so yeah. I think that was yeah. I think sometimes that sets it off. Yeah, Rendlesham chips. I'll try and send you some through to him.
Just be
Without being
careful.
open. Yeah,
Just be
don't
careful.
write just anything in, mate. Take some protection with you, because even if you don't look for it as a paranormal, Bigfoot, whatever researcher you are, you've already opened yourself up without knowing it anyway. So you are inviting. I would highly recommend reading a book before you go called Sky Crash. It's called Sky Crash. It's an investigation by independent people on the big, huge cover-up of the Rendlesham incident. People were seeing these lights in the sky for 20 years before this night. 20 years, and they saw them after it. And there was a huge military cover-up here, bigger than we will ever know. And it's still going on today with putting a UFO model in the wrong place in the landing spot. So it throws you off the actual landing spot. I don't know what the relevance or why that is, but it is. It's fact. It's in the wrong place. And they only tell there's one. No, there was 2 landing places. Julia's off for her battery's about to die. So she's
I've just put it on mic to try and save the camera. So
that's fine.
I might just die.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
It might just die. My battery might just die, but I tried to
let's
get
make
off
it
the camera just so it tries to save a bit of power. Trying to look for a lead at the moment, a charger. Sorry.
I am. Yeah, that's. I mean, again. I've got to. I mean, as far as we're concerned on here, we've got to reply on. See a lot of conflict in a lot of areas. There is war, and I've tried installing this to everybody, new and so forth that comes along. Just don't get involved in it. Sky Crash was an interesting read for me. It may not be for everybody. I would suggest you read it so you can make your own mind up.
Yeah.
On these things, yeah. Ronnie Dugdale is a very, very prominent figure. If you search Ronnie Dugdale, he's done quite a bit in the forest, and he's a very clever guy, very respected. He's retired now. Who else can I pop you on the way to? I'll have a think, because I will be up to Nottingham on the 14th of August, and I believe I've only got a few days before that to get there. I think it's let me have a quick purchase of this. This year,
about 2 weeks after the event, Darren.
Yeah, 15th of August, I'm up to Nottingham. Monday is the 12th. I could possibly do Rendlesham 12th, 13th, or 14th. I'll keep that open. Yes, Mark. Wazelby Forest I will be staying at, which is a it is in fact in Sherwood Forest. It is in Sherwood Forest. It's a annual torchlight festival for us happy campers, and there was last year I believe there was 7,500 units there. This year we have Heather Small headlining. Last year was Will Young. We had Sophie Baxter, Toya, and all them up there. And it's basically 4 days of drink and music and a good laugh. Where you can take the kids, you can take the dog, your own seat, sit in front of the stage, chill out, have a dance, have a rave. They have a rave on a Friday night, a Green King pub marquee, fairground rice, side stalls, food, different cultured food, different talks through the day, and it's a marvellous setting. It really is. It's Waverley Forest campsite. It's a nature centre and a wellness centre. It's for 4 nights. It's 330 quid for 5 of us. You can't really complain, can you? With all that entertainment, and you can only go there as Caravan and Camping Club members. So you know everybody that's there basically is of a certain degree. They're not drinking Stella as they're driving into the campsite as a rule. So it's not one of them. Yeah? I hope everybody that applied to come along. Tim, that's what we're here for, mate. But I've been very unwell the last couple of months. I continue, unfortunately, to say this, but I continue to be very unwell. They wanted me to go to hospital today. I refused to. I want to see if I can sort myself in other ways. And I don't really, I'm scared of hospitals. And
I'll come and hold your hand.
I mean,
I could show you how to get in there, Darren.
I'm a lot of pain at the minute as we sit here. Even I've got pains here at the minute, pains here, down here, and up my back.
You need to get it sorted, mate. You know, I before I had my episode, I thought mine was indigestion. How wrong was I?
This is indigestion. This is indigestion, but it's like that's a good one, mate. Cheers, thank you. And that might be an answer. I mean,
which doctor's that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go in a minute because I'm losing my battery.
No, I mean, sorry, Tim. I've been, I've had loads of things. I think we've been in contact on the emails and whatever.
Yeah.
We'll get together, mate. We will, because we're not miles apart. It's just time and
it is, yeah.
Especially at the moment. And January's a crap month. Come on, let's admit it. Who's glad to be past January? Hey,
me.
Come on.
Me.
All right.
It's an expensive month, isn't it?
Credit card back and all the bills that come in, the mobile phone, the rent, the mortgage, the car, the fuel. Yeah. And like, you know.
And you ain't got paid for 6 weeks since December. It's even more. It's more nerve-wracking.
Well, I mean, and gets fed up of just being able to eat Easter eggs as chocolate on New Year's Day, because that's what it is. It's all a glorified, commercialised sale. That's all it is to sell you. I mean, Christmas Day Christmas Eve they're taking down the decorations in the shops. Come on, yeah. But no, I'm whoever it's oh yeah, he has got his hat off as well. Yeah.
Who is that? Let's have a look.
Hey! You got to watch him because he starts doing a strip after that.
Oh man! I'm glad my battery's going in.
I think that might be.
He said if Daniel ever comes on alive and he starts taking his hat off, you know what's coming next. Yeah.
Aaron, you're so dirty-minded, my friend.
And you've got him hosting. Oh my god!
No. I'm not. It's the way you are and the way you're perceiving it. The way
That's
you're
it.
taking it. Because if you don't notice, all my jokes are double meanings. Yeah.
Let's just, this is Carolyn Smith who just went. So
thanks Carolyn.
Much appreciated. Everybody on here that comes on for 5 minutes, 30 seconds, an hour is so much appreciated. They really are.
Absolutely.
And John Downs rang me this afternoon. He said, "Oh, I may not be able to come on tonight, John." And he said this to Darren. He said this to me before, and I said, "John, I said you should know that don't feel duty bound. You have to come on the show. There is always a place for you on the show if you wish to come on, but please don't realize that you have to come on and join us. It's great for you to be on because apart from being a wealth of knowledge, he does have such a dry sense of humour, and
He's such a great guy.
He's just fantastic. He's just fantastic. And I mean, he's devoted his life to cryptozoology. He is amazing, you know.
So, Darren, one of John's, let's say, assistants or one of John's best friends, I would say, is Gwyn.
Sound. Yeah. So that
Nothing
makes,
wrong with that.
Yeah. That makes Daniel further down the queue then, Gwyn, does it? You know?
Oh, bugger off.
And he's no longer the youngest cryptozoologist in the world. Yeah,
Yeah, beaten by that. No, we've seen it. We've seen the baby, mate. We've seen the baby. We've seen the evidence. Look,
you know,
look there.
You can do on here. You just go like that, yeah. And he's like, sorry, Daniel, what'd you say?
You might.
John is gonna get Gwyn's 3-year-old up on my stage in my event with a Bigfoot t-shirt on and say, "I've got the youngest cryptozoologist."
You have a t-shirt saying it. This is the youngest cryptozoologist. Buy a t-shirt for that.
I will be announcing as that as well.
Oh no, you won't. You'll be long gone by then, Darren.
Hang about. You see my arm? Yeah. That's bigger than your waist.
I told you, Daniel, put him in the van, do a live feed from the van. You could lose a live feed. When he's live, that's it. You're done. There's no reeling him in. Bless him.
I'm
wait until we meet, Darren.
You know I am bringing my surfboard, don't you?
Oh no, you're not. If you bring that, then you're going nowhere near my stage.
Are you bringing your Spudgy Smugglers as well, Darren?
No, I've got Speedos.
Oh, right, not the Budgie Smugglers then.
No, Speedos, mate. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. the low cut ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Goggles.
The one that's got the V at the back. That one. That Mankini.
Oh no.
We could always do the stage, go on together, couldn't we, Darren? Me and you, Mankinis. Hello and welcome. Oh, maybe we're in the wrong show. We thought this was a surf show. We look like Scooby-Doo.
Guys, if you haven't got a ticket already, yeah.
I can't say, Darren. I want to thank I want to thank a lot of your kind of side, because when I came off earlier, I went onto the website and we have gained we're now on 65 tickets have been sold. So
nice.
There you go. So there's a few of my guys coming over.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for your support. We support Daniel and so forth. Support John. Basically V's watching here. And obviously Richard Freeman and Jackie Tonks in all their work. Katie Elizabeth
Stop
in America.
giving away the guests, Darren.
Hey?
Stop giving away the guests. 3 lives in a row. I've been counting. You've given away the event. You've given away guests, and you've given away yourself tonight.
I haven't given away guests because I'm just thanking people that are coming that I am supporting. No, seriously, right? Richard Freeman, I support his work. John Downs, Jackie Tonks, yeah. And basically, I didn't know they were coming to the event until you just gave it away.
Oh, Daniel.
Coming to the event.
Whoa!
Daniel.
Oh, it's like milking a cow. You can't stop. You can't stop. Yay!
Maybe Daniel should be in the van then with a live feed. Oh, Daniel.
You'll be
What
long
have
gone
you?
as well, Paul.
I'm not gone anyway, mate. So another go wouldn't make any difference.
And I'm just sitting there thinking, actually, Darren only mentioned names. He didn't mention who was going to be there until I said, "Oh, John's going to love this one."
I'm going to go down because I've looked back, just about to lose the battery.
Oh, no worries, mate. No worries. We'll be end of the live in a second, Paul. Anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
Now, to answer your question, is because we've only just announced the event about 3-4 weeks ago, so we're just staggering the guest announcements.
I think the main reason on that is, as Daniel says, staggering it, but announcing it and obviously getting people to come along to the event, because a lot of people have got a long way to travel. You know, there's people coming from America, a lot of people coming from America, and a lot of people that do this do it as a hobby, and therefore finances aren't as good as they could be, because it costs a lot of money to go out in the field, equipment and so forth, fuel, vehicles and so forth. Therefore, a flight over here could sort of just tip that budget over the edge. So these people have got to confirm they're coming and so forth. And if Daniel put a guest list out with 10 people you really wanted to see, went, oh, they're definitely going to be here, you turned up and they weren't there, who are you going to blame? Him at the end of the day. So it's not so much a secret, it's more we want to confirm that these people are going to be there.
And say, if I could let it go, we have some, and I can say, we have some top-notch people in the Bigfoot world, and I'm saying there's a lot.
Well, I mean, look at these people that you're negotiating with at the minute, Daniel, and you still don't know 100% whether they're going to be there yet. So there's still people we're waiting on getting an answer from. We're going to be there. We can make it. We can, mate. It's a hard world out there. It really is a hard world out there.
Definitely.
You know what? If you're alive and you're happy and you can have a laugh with other people,
every day above ground's a good day.
You're 2/3 of the way there, mate. Honestly,
that's what I say. Every day above ground is a good day.
I know people that have been really nice people, and they've struggled away and just make ends meet, and they've won the lottery, and it's changed them. And now these people don't consider their old friends good enough to talk to anymore. Before this money came along, they were happy to have them babysit or babysit for them. They lived in each other's pockets and helped each other out. Went on holidays together, sat outside and had a drink and really enjoyed each other's company. But now these people, so that's a car thing, isn't it? Yeah, I know the feeling very well. Hence why I do most of the things I can myself, and I'm very lucky to have some good friends that are mechanics. Ones that's
you're very welcome, Darren.
Justin, who's on here tonight, I value him 100%. In the past, he's helped me immensely with vehicles and so forth. And he even keeps threatening to help me with my 740. And I've got one car. I've got a BMW 740, which I've had now for 11 years, and I bought it on the anniversary of my dad passing to somehow justify buying it. I didn't pay much for it, and I've had it 11 years. But on the night of my dad passing, the anniversary, the same night I bought it, somebody decided they were going to put their initials in the boot and also in the side, in big letters like this. And I came out the next morning with a cigarette to look at it, and I went, that's nice. And then it got broken into, and I sort of lost interest. So the poor car's been laid up for a while. It's MOT'd every year. It's taxed all the time, and it drives. But we've got an electrical drain at the minute, so I'm just I don't want to break it myself. Let's put it that way. But there's some lovely people out there. Yes, he has a job. He has a job bossing everybody around, or so he thinks he does.
Well, do I have a job? Well, I would argue no, I don't, but it feels like it on a daily basis. Yeah, on the amount of stuff that is coming up, and Darren's aware, and probably Gwyn's aware. I'm having and probably Paul. I have a massive announcement coming next week that Gwyn has had a massive part of, I got the go that it's been uploaded, so it should be out by next week, which is amazing. And so there's a lot going on, so I'd argue it does feel like a full-time job, but no, I don't actually have a job.
And if we've got Pinectic Gaming watching us tonight, which I think we possibly may have, that's Justin's son William. He turned 15 yesterday. So happy
birthday for yesterday.
Happy birthday to William for yesterday. He's quite a big lad. He's as tall as me now. So he's he's 6'2". He's very awake in the world and a lovely lad as well. So happy birthday, William. Forgot all about that, but that's just me, isn't it? All over.
I'm gonna have to go and say.
Yeah, I'm going to end the live now anyway because we've done
Mine's about to die.
like 2 hours to a 4 hour. Sorry for being late. Thanks to everybody that's watched us. Thanks to everybody that's joined us. It really, 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 really is. I can't tell you how much we appreciate you being on here. On the 9th. When's our next? Oh, well, happy birthday for the 9th.
Happy birthday for the 9th.
Happy birthday for the 9th. Thanks ever so much for saying that. That's what we want. That's what we desire. We want people to enjoy it. Please give us a thumbs up, a like on YouTube or
share it if you can.
You know, really, when you go back through the next day, and I do look at these, I think everybody does, and go, wow, we had 118 people watch us. Oh, look at that. 2 thumbs up there. We got 5 thumbs up there. Like, shares. You can't explain how it feels inside to get that. Thank you so much. So much.
Well, before you end the live, Darren, to everyone who bought the tickets, thank you so much. And to Darren, we've had some top-notch people on tonight.
Yes, we have, haven't we?
Yeah, really interesting questions. Really interesting. We just need to get them on and chat.
Yeah. Well, we've already had a couple of offers. So over the next couple of weeks, get some people on, promote themselves, tell us some stories.
Yeah.
This is just amazing. It's the response we wanted.
Yeah.
Over a year ago when we started it.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to end the live now. We normally have 2 minutes sort of afterwards. Thanks so much, guys. From all of us. Julian's had to go because the phone went flat.
Mine's about to go.
Paul's is about to go. Sorry for overrunning, but Thanks so much.
Nice to see you, Gwen. Take care. Look after that little cryptozoologist.